I ran across this relationship guru on YouTube who said that 60% of people don't end up with the person that they're supposed to be with because they prefer to date people who are the safe option and not necessarily the people that they're like hot and heavy for. So, do you have any thoughts on that, or what is your dating style and pattern like as far as like what you go for? Do you go after the person that you feel like, oh my God, I love them, or is it you kind of try to pick a safe choice emotionally?
Well, I'm single right now, so.
But you're dating, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely dating for what I want, not for settling for what I could get, if that makes sense.
What is it that you want?
I want someone that has a similar vision for how they want their life to be. I want someone who would be a great mother to children. I want someone who has similar views on the world. And even if, we have some disagreements on certain things, we're willing to communicate and come to like common ground about things, like agree to disagree without it affecting how you feel about each other and stuff like that. So I'm looking for like a healthy, stable relationship that leads to marriage and, all of the smiles and Hallmark cards that comes with that.
But physically, what do you want?
Slim, thick.
Slim, thick. Okay. Any race specific, or are you open across the board?
Yeah, I'm open. I mean, so what has happened over the past 15 years seems to be only one ethnicity is attracted to me.
Which is
but black.
You date black women?
Pretty much solely for the last 15 years.
That's amazing. Okay, I didn't know that. What about you, Kilby? Kelby. I have a friend named Kilby.
That's okay. I never say my correct name on the podcast.
What's your name on here?
Oh, I'm saying
it
different names.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Michael.
yeah. No, it's fine.
Like?
Yeah. So it's Kerbin, Kirby, Calvin, Kevin,
Okay.
Kelvin. Yeah, whatever. So, so Sunil loves black women.
Black women love me.
But do you date based on who you passionate about or based on what fits for your future more?
You know what's crazy? I feel like I haven't had true passion for a woman in a very long time.
Why is that? That's interesting.
Like I've liked somebody a lot, but then also there's the mechanics of me saying, oh, this person fits every category that I'm looking for. I must like her.
Okay.
Versus me waking up and like,
be like, I got a text.
Yeah. Sometimes
Just be in your head more.
Yeah, I remember. I think maybe because I'm hurt.
Why you hurt?
The last person I remember being truthfully passionate about, it was such a sharp ending that had nothing to do with me that I was just like, I don't need to do this again.
Ooh,
scared to be vulnerable again.
That's horrible. So you date the safe choice is what the answer is. You like, I don't want to go after the person that I love so much, but I'm gonna go after who gives me more attention, maybe, or.
They do need to give me attention.
Well, of
yeah,
course.
Like they need to do everything. They need to make the first move, everything. Like I'm one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, because I also am traumatized.
Yeah, but at what point do you like
get over it,
get out of that, and find what you want? You know,
my bad.
You're not in therapy. You don't believe in it?
I believe in it, but I'm not in it currently.
Why not?
Press him, Tavares. Press him.
No,
I think everybody should be in there.
No, you can. I think the way I think about things is it takes me a while to think about it and let it formulate in my mind, and then I make quick decisions after a long processing. So, like for example, I was telling y'all that I paid off my student loans.
Sure did.
It's something. Thank you very much. It's something that took me 3 years of thinking about. And then when I finally said I'm going to do it, I did it within 1 minute. So I thought about it. And I do this with everything. Sometimes I think about, I want to buy a pair of shoes. I think about it for 3-4 months.
But you can't think about stuff that requires the heart to lead, you know?
I don't know if my heart leads.
It should.
It should, but I don't think it does.
Oh, that's horrible. I hate that for you.
And I don't know what the safe choice is because I feel like the safe choice is no choice. Yeah.
I disagree with you
For
shouldn't
me.
think about
Wait, what's your sign?
Scorpio.
Are you into signs?
No. But I get told all the time I'm a traditional, I'm like what's it called?
Scorpios are the pits.
Like specific, like I'm very much a Scorpio. But
what is the pits?
Hell.
It depends. Like yeah, no, it's never. People aren't always ever excited that I'm a Scorpio. Let's just put it that way.
People love Scorpio. Scorpio is supposed to be like super sexual. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer are all water signs, right?
Yeah.
So we all are like heart first, emotion first. I'm Cancer, by the way. Scorpios are very passive aggressive. They're more Scorpios and Aquarius are more prone to depression, according to research done by Zodiacs. And but they're very sexual people. But they're good people. But it's like I've had horrible experiences with Scorpios.
Like the negatives out here, manipulative, like
grudges. Like you be somebody that be doing you something. You like, dang, I didn't even know I did you nothing. Like at least explain to me what the fuck I did. You just acting out.
Yeah, that's not me. But I do think that you should be logical even if you're emotionally into it.
Right, but you should also go after somebody that really like sets your soul on fire, not just like looks good on paper. Or
I guess it depends on what your understanding of set your soul on fire is, because I think that sometimes people think just because it feels good in the moment, it's exciting and all this kind of stuff, that it's good, but that's just all superficial shit. Like that stuff fades away.
Well, just like people date based on like, oh, this person has a stable job, so that'd be good for my future, which of course we want that too. But, or like they would be a good mother to my children. But you also, like we talked about earlier, you want to feel like, damn, my dick jump when I see her. You know what I'm saying?
So you know what's crazy? So I saw this stat. It's like world statistics. It's on Twitter or X or whatever it's called, and it'll just put up random stats, and they put up divorce rates. And the lowest divorce rate is from India, 1%. And then in the U.S., I think it's like over 50%. Because
people not marrying for the right reasons.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. So in India, not my generation, but the previous generation, like my parents' generation, like my parents only knew each other for like 4 hours before they decided, yeah, let's get married.
I'm into that.
And so, but they've been married since 81, so 42 years.
I be knowing right away.
And they and they have an extremely happy relation. Like if my parents met each other just on the street, I think they would have fallen in love together. And I don't know.
Was it an arranged marriage?
Kind of. They were introduced by each other's siblings. So my dad's sister and my mom's sister knew that they had siblings that were like looking to get married, and so they introduced each other. But but I think that one of the reasons why you said they don't get married for the right reasons, I would argue that the reason why their marriages is because they focus on the right things, whereas our generation and here we focus on stuff that isn't key to sustaining a relationship, right, because we're not focused on the things that actually matter when the attraction and all that kind of stuff fades.
But you can have it all, I truly believe. I don't think you have to choose stability over attraction.
But what's stability? I'm talking about common values, like the stuff that really matter, because most relationships end. You've said this. What are the 3 reasons why most relationships end?
Finances,
sex,
religion, and disagreement on
politics. Is it?
No. I think it's disagreement on in-laws.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about your parents.
But so
you say that now.
I don't give a damn.
Until they are coming into your house.
Never happen.
Or if you're,
that you see, your answer is that's where the argument came.
I've never gotten along with my ex's mothers, by the way, and I still don't give a damn.
But here's the thing: like, if those aren't conversations that you're having before you guys tie the knot or get really deep in, those are gonna be things that extend to why a relationship ends. Because like you said, if it's never going to happen, but your husband...
No, I'm saying it's never happened.
Well, what I'm saying is like, if that's like... So what if your husband is like, yeah, if like say their father passes away and they're like, well, I'm not going to have my mom live on her own. She's living with us. And you're like...
Fuck your mama.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, but that would be a reason that possibly could end a relationship if you haven't talked about that before. In my parents' culture, like in their generation, they're talking about all this stuff before they even get married, which is why I think those relationships last longer than ones that are based off of
relationships
attraction.
Also end because of like infidelity and cheating, right? Because men, I feel like straight men specifically tend to marry the safe choice and not necessarily, you know, the person that they would want to have sex with for the rest of their life. Even though everything else matters too. I feel like I'm coming out sleazy on this episode talking about sex, but bitch, it matters.
I think that, yeah, in general, I think people cheat just because they're not disciplined or they have lack of morals.
Not fulfilled.
I don't know if it's fulfilled. I think at the end of the day, like, if you're disciplined, like, discipline has nothing to do with fulfillment. Discipline has to do with, like, hey, I'm choosing to, because even the feelings of cheating is fleeting.
But I feel like when you say they're not disciplined, you're removing the fact that they're not fulfilled.
Right.
And that's why I said
fulfillment changes, bro. Like, one minute you were fulfilled. Clearly, when you got married, you were fulfilled with this person. Maybe. And then all of a sudden, now the fulfillment have changed.
That's what we're talking about. Dating and marrying the person that really sets your soul on fire versus because they check off a list on your...
So my pop's best advice he gave me about dating, he's like, bro, 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
He's like, if you find somebody that has 80% of the stuff that you want, just deal with the 20% because that strive for that 100% will leave you single for the rest of your life. And I think that oftentimes in social media era, in like our generation, I'm caught up in it too. We see all these Instagram girls, we see all these kind of things, we see what's available out there, and we're constantly striving for that 100% that we miss out on 80% that is more in reality versus striving for that 100%, which will never come.
Agreed.
And so like where I'm saying is like, I think that 80-20 rule is why relationships work, that strive off of that versus being like, I'm only focused on this 20% that's not there, and then I'm going to act upon that in whatever way they act, whether it's cheating, whether it's all that other kind of stuff.
Do you guys feel like if you lined up all of your exes or everybody that you dated in the past, that you have a type, either physically or personality wise?
Absolutely.
What is the common denominator?
Personality.
Which is what? What type?
I like confident women. I like successful women. I look at all my relationships. I look at anything that hasn't succeeded, and I always put the blame on myself because that's the only thing I could control. I can't control what anybody else does. So, but yeah, I definitely have a type as far as like personality, goofy, ultra competitive, stuff like that.
What about you?
I would say every girl that I've dated is very different from the next.
So what would be the common thread that you like in all of them? Is there anything specific that you can pinpoint?
I think ultimately they have all shown me that they could be sweet or kind.
Is that hard to find in women? Kind and sweet?
I don't think so.
For me, it's been something that it's sacrificing something else. So you're kind and sweet, but you're somehow cold-hearted, or you're not emotionally attached to yourself, or you make really weird decisions, or you don't have any goals, or you don't have any desires in life. Like, so it's like one or the other. But that's just my experience, not what I think is out there.
Sidebar: as an Aquarius, do people ever tell you that you like cold or detached, or no?
Sure.
And what's your response to that?
Sometimes I get it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I get it because before I do anything, I often have to think about it. Mm-hmm. And I can see sometimes when I do something and I've processed it so much in my mind that I didn't give it 100%. Right. I gave it 60% because I thought, well, if I don't give it 100%, then this leaves me open to potentially this, that, and the third happening. And I've over-processed what's going on in my mind. And somebody goes, I only felt so much of this. Right. But then there's other pieces when I feel like I'm giving 100% and I don't know what else I could do, and it's not enough. And then that's when they're like, but you were not giving me 100%. And I'm like, I gave you 200%. That's all I had to give you.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. I think one thing I've learned about Kelby, he's a lot more deliberate than I think the average guy. And so sometimes I think that comes across as, because I think you're not as go off of emotion as much as logic.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't. You're
more of an acts of service type of person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I don't do anything based off of how I feel. Like I'm gonna think about things like I'll give you an example. I was talking to one girl, and I asked her, do you want to go on a date on Thursday? And I was very clear about that. And she was like, yeah, that'd be great. Let's just FaceTime one time before we go on a date.
Right.
So Wednesday comes around, and she texts me like an hour before we were set to FaceTime. And she was like, yo, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm feeling moody. So in my mind, I'm not thinking like, oh, that's totally fine. I'm thinking, what did I do?
Okay.
What happened here? What I did I not dot? What T did I not cross? So now I'm responding in a very calculated way. I'm like, well, how was your day? What happened? Da, da, da. But I noticed that she's giving me 1-2 word responses. So obviously you want me to get up on out of your face. So I do. Now, the next day, I don't hear anything back. So I text her back. Say, yo, hope you're having a better day today. Hope everything's all good. She sent me the thumbs up and never responded to me ever again. So
You were right in your analysis.
I did something?
No,
Well, you didn't do nothing.
you didn't do it, but it was like it was like done. Like there was nothing you could have done to change it.
Exactly. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, I did what I was supposed to do. I sent the follow up. I checked up on you.
She had somebody else.
Yeah, somebody else or something else. Or
Something that she didn't think was available came back to her.
So if you guys were to like poll all of your exes, what would they say if they all got together? Like, this was my problem with.
Depends on. So if it's the first
theme.
most of them would say he wasn't ready to commit, and then one of them would say he was too insecure.
Oh, insecure about what?
Just insecure as a man.
Oh,
damn.
Is that real?
Yeah, I was definitely too insecure when I was with her.
Damn. Was she like just ultra beautiful or something?
She was that, but it was more just like, so she had a different relationship with men because she grew up not having a lot of girlfriends. She grew up raised around guys, and so she was very comfortable around men. And so the way she handled men were different because she's always around them. So she understood that even though guys were hollering and all that kind of stuff, like it was just about sex, all that kind of stuff. So in her mind, she's just brushing it off. But in me, the insecurity in me is like, why aren't you shutting these guys down? Even though in her head, maybe it was shut down, but like she never gave them the impression that it was shut down. And so little things like that. And yeah, she was just, I just needed to be more confident of an individual and be able to support her in a way that I wasn't capable of in the moment.
What about you?
I think almost every single woman would just say they don't know how to read me.
Yeah.
I've gotten that so many times, and I don't know what to do about that.
Really?
I don't know what to do about that because at times when I feel the absolute most vulnerable, they're like, "Come on, give me some more," and I'm like, "I've depleted my battery." Yeah, that's my experience. That I've given you everything I have, and they're like, "It's not enough."
Yeah, I'm like, the wall is still up. You got more.
Yeah, no, I don't know what to do. I don't know what else.
That's
to do.
why you need therapy.
I would consider going.
Okay, so do it.
I think I gotta.
You gotta think about it.
I gotta think about it. I gotta think about it.
He's like, in 3 years, I'm gonna be in that.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm gonna make a random decision, but it's not random. I've thought about it for years.
What about you?
What was the question again?
If all of your exes were to pull you, what would they say is a common reason why things didn't work out?
I'm gonna say. Okay, let me say my real flaws, and then I'm gonna give you my other answer. I think
he's curating this shit right now. This is about them. This had nothing to do with you. This is about what they would say, not what you want them to say.
I think.
Here we go. I think. You know, but you just don't want to say
other people's point of view.
Okay.
If I'm like made up my mind on something, I'm like, that don't make sense to me. So I guess compromise would be a thing.
Okay.
And then, but I don't know if they would say that. They really don't like my smart mouth, but then they love it. So I can't really say.
I don't think that's a reason for people to break up with you, though.
No, they never broke up with me.
Or like the relationship, the relationship.
I told you earlier in the episode, I asked like, what would you like to, me to be different? Is there anything? And they don't give me nothing. So I really can't answer that question.
Do you feel?
But I find that, in my opinion, my biggest back and forth with a guy is that I believe in them more than they believe in themselves, and it's more of them battling.
So you date down.
Maybe.
Have you ever dated somebody who's more confident and secure than you are?
I don't feel like I date down. I feel like I've dated down. I'll say that. But I feel like I date guys who are confident.
Have you ever dated somebody that made you feel insecure or intimidated? Let's say that, because I don't think you get insecure.
Not intimidated, but like the guy that I talked to earlier with the weak dick. I appreciated his passion and that he was living his dream.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just sexy. So, and he was super smart. Like he made me want to like do better. Mm-hmm. But
it didn't make you feel smaller though.
No, never smaller. Never.
Do you think you could date somebody who has their shit so together on all multiple levels?
I don't know if I want to date anybody that has it all the way together. I want to build with somebody. Like I don't want to deal with somebody where I'm just fitting as a piece in their thing, and it's like.
What if you are the missing piece into what elevates into the?
But I want to build. I don't want anybody who has it all figured out.
What if they have 75% of it figured out?
That's good. I want that.
And the 25% is just the relationship.
Yeah, I can make your life better. Was that the question?
Nah, you didn't answer any of the questions.
I didn't answer nothing. Hold on. I didn't answer.
That's how they be treating me.
I sit here and I look at it and I'm just like,
No,
I think you're so good. Like I think the truth is that when you want something your way, there's no ifs, ands, or but about it. So then you over here throwing your weight around, and then you ask them, what would you want me to change? And then they're like, what's the point? And like in your mind, you're like, but I asked, but you forgot about the last 6 months when you were telling them, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do that. And they're like, what about you doing this? And you're like, nah, I'm not with that shit. And then when you finally ask, they're like, what's the point? And in your mind, you're like, oh, you know what? I always ask. But at that point, they know there's no point in ever bringing it up because you're not going to do it.
You are reading him like a book.
I'm not going to oppose that. I'm not accepting it. I don't know how to feel about that.
Wow, that was really good.
That was good. That was good.
Because it's totally your personality.
I don't agree.
You on that bullshit. That's what I'm saying. You deal with men that aren't confident enough to put you in your place.
No. I need that.
That's what you need. Mm-mm. But you aren't in that. You don't seek that out. You go for guys that you could move around.
I don't be moving these niggas.
I'm saying you do.
Then it's a clash.
I'm saying that's why I asked you. Would you feel confident? The fact that you're saying I don't want to be with somebody that's all the way put together. Those people are the ones that are going to challenge you to be better.
No, I want to be challenged.
Okay, but you don't.
I do.
You say that. It sounds appealing, but you want your way.
I think he wants to be challenged the way that he wants to be challenged.
Yeah.
Go turn around, go wear the outfit I told you to.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want a fake fight,
right?
But you want your way,
right? But then when it's like, hey, you're doing X, Y, and Z, your personality is clashing with mine. Oh, okay then like fix yourself so that you can adjust to me.
Well,
and you will never allow yourself to get hurt. You will never allow yourself to get hurt.
I get hurt all the time,
but you won't let them know.
No, I think he does get hurt all the time because I feel like you love real hard.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. I don't think you place your vulnerability where you need to. I think you're too busy trying to get your way that you won't. you won't allow yourself to be vulnerable with these men, and then they'll actually give you what you want. Don't come on this show if you ain't ready to get the heat. Don't come on this show if you ain't.
Interesting. I've never heard it like that. But yeah, I don't think it's all the way true.
So here's the thing: you have a very dominant personality.
Yes, I'm also attracted to dominant personality.
Okay, but I think that you have a very elite dominant personality in the way that you can manipulate even people that feel like they can manipulate. And so what I mean by that is like... Get me the fuck out of here. So what I'm saying is that you're so good at your words. And I think one of your talents is being able to put into words what you're actually feeling. Mm-hmm. And that can make somebody feel very intimidated because they're still trying to, while you're already articulating what you feeling, I'm good at it too. That's why you feel real comfortable right now. I'm really good at it too. I feel very comfortable. But great, I love it. But so because you're so good at articulating what you're feeling in the moment, most people have to think about it. but we're in it right now. So now they're in so you're asking these questions where they need time to process. You could process immediately. So then you're like, well, they never tell me anything, but that shit's done before they figured it out to be able to tell you.
That's fair. I like that. Oh, Ian.
So you should have more patience with your people. You should be like, this is what I need you to do. And then give them some time to process it and then let them come back.
How much time you need to process?
You need to not need immediate answers. You need to stop being social media and
Because I feel like you lying if you can't answer right away.
No, but some people don't process this. I think it's because you don't understand how elite your talent is to process immediately. Not everybody can do that. That's something that I had to learn because I'm very good at processing how I feel and articulating it in a way that people understand. It's intimidating to people that can't process that quick.
I received that.
So maybe have a little more patience.
Okay. I'll take that.
What do you think, Kelby? Outside looking in.
Yes.
I'm going to have to rewatch this.
Editor, chop this up and send it straight to
I'm
tomorrow.
very patient, but also impatient. So I'm like, I need to, okay, I'm going to figure that out.